our weekly cast members will be squaring off against each other in a competition for your votes. Now, I know you all came here to just sit and be in the audience, but now you're practically judges, so let me break down what you're going to want to look for. The first competition of the night is going to be the fashion contest. Each of our cast members are going to walk across the stage with their escorts, wearing their Sunday's best, and you're going to want to look for who you think looks the best. Also, you're going to get a bit better of an introduction to each of our cast members during this part of the show. The second part of the show is our famous talent portion. For this part, each of our cast members will show off their unique abilities that they have practiced throughout their lives to try and impress you. After the first two parts of the show are done, you are going to get the chance to vote on who you think did best. The contestants that get the most amount of votes, the top 4 to be exact, will move on to the interview portion of tonight's show. The interview portion, we have brought in 3 local celebrities, Mr. Green, Miss Mersil, and Mr. Wolf. They will be asking some interesting and complex questions to each of the remaining 4 contestants. The answers given will help you decide who should be tonight's top Cougar. Wow, that was a lot of explaining. So, I think we're all ready to get this show on the road. So without further ado, let's start with the fashion portion of tonight's contest. Our first contestant walking across will be Joey Leviton. Here we have Joey. Legend has it, his voice is so elegant that it can end all wars and create world peace. Joey is the ultimate ladies' man, as you can see from his 2 beautiful escorts. He's impossible to resist with that 5'8", chubby little frame and luscious red locks. Joey plans on attending the greatest university in the world next year, the University of Illinois. Get your popcorn ready, because you're in for a show when Joey graciously performs perfect later on in the show. Next up, we have Brett Sweeney. In his free time, he enjoys hanging out with his friends, listening to country music, and watching the bold and the beautiful. On a good day, he is doing all 3 of these things. On a bad day, he is doing none of these things. Brett also enjoys eating at Cougar and long walks in Central Park. In the future, he would like to work in professional sports. Next up, we have David Leshner. David is a dynamic personality. In the morning, he eats raw cereal. At night, he saves children from fires. He has visited every state in the U.S., including the state of Surprise. In 2006, he was voted Times Man of the Year. In 2007, he learned how to flirt in Vietnamese. His iPhone password is the last digit of his name. He is a connoisseur of fine cheese, an artist on the ping pong table, and an outlaw in Japan. When he gets bored, he negotiates peace talks between the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and the Philippine government. He is good with cats and dogs. He has turned in his homework on time, built schools in Uganda, and knows the meaning of life. But he has not yet won top Cougar. Next up, we have Micah Kim. The Fitness Gram Pacer Test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. This is the philosophy of Micah Kim, who strives to take on more and more in his life. At first, learning chopsticks, then learning piano, then learning chopsticks on piano with chopsticks. He has mastered unreasonable escalation. In his free time, he writes for and manipulates the school literary magazine Whispers, as well as taking part in the school theater productions. Micah is currently in the process of convincing colleges to pay him to learn English. He sees no more convincing argument for his cause than to win a beauty pageant in Vernon Hills. Next up, we have Jack Ferry. Mr. President is in the building. Words that come to mind when you hear Jack Ferry include power, style, and disappointment. When he's not raising your taxes, building a wall around Libertyville, or reminding you that he's the president, you can find him at your local diner hanging out with one of his girlfriends. He loves himself and attention and considers himself an honorable member of society. He's excited to study economics and political science in college next year at not Northwestern University. Fun fact about Jack, he is currently sweating through both layers of his suit right now. Next up, we have Noah Croft. This is Noah Croft, and he is not going to win this competition. As quoted by fellow contestant David Leshner, Noah simply gets through life on his charisma alone. He is great at convincing people he is the best person ever, when really, he does nothing but eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. His favorite food is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. When he goes home for lunch, it is to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all signal times to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. He craves those crazy squares. His plan for the future is to be the CEO of General Mills so he can have an unlimited supply of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Don't tell his volleyball coach that this is literally the only food he puts in his body. Next up, we have Ethan Schuster. Ethan, a scrawny boy who received -5 on the sit and reach, has had the same crush on Lexi Smolik since freshman year, but has been beaten by the infamous Matt Edwards. His favorite song is Let's Do the V by Victor Puccini. He has an OkCupid account that describes him as a 32-year-old, 7-foot 2-inch male who has an unusual obsession with Applebee's and enjoys Chromebooks a little too much. His profile picture is Elf on the Shelf holding a toothbrush, but yet he has somehow received numerous texts from fellow members of the site. He is known for his Where Are We Snapchats with his brother Noah Croft. On Fridays, he enjoys walking with fellow 8th graders from middle school south to Robex, so he can get some smoothies and chill with the boys. While his life may look easy, Ethan has been struggling to pass CCSS 8 math for 4 years now. His favorite movies are Agent Cody Banks 2 and G-Force. His favorite show is Pass the Plate with Brenda Song. Last but not least, we have Max Zoo. Have you ever heard of the ACT? Well, Max got a 36 on his first try. I think it's safe to say that the other contestants don't want no smoke. Outside of flexing on other ACT takers, Max plays 3 sports: football, wrestling, and lacrosse. He's a math enthusiast who's on the math team and also a lover of music. He plays euphonium in the wind ensemble and piano at home. An avid burrito and hot dog connoisseur, Max traveled the state of Illinois looking for the best burritos and hot dogs. For next year, he's still deciding between playing football at Wash U or Rose Holman or studying computer science at Georgia Tech. Now that we know a bit more about all of the cast members, we're going to move on ahead to the talent portion of our show. And my oh my, do we have a lot of talent.